What's up, guys? It's been an absolute nightmare with this bloody lobby. But yeah, we're back, guys. Welcome back to Prospects eRacing League Academy tier this evening at America. I think it's just us lot, then we're going to be getting going. So yeah, should be going in any minute now. But welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Back again at 10 o'clock for tier 4 with myself and Chappers. So be sure to come back at 10 o'clock for tier 4. But for now, we're going to go in for the short qualifying, 14 laps around Kota for round number 8 here for the Academy tier in Prospects. PlayStation, well, it's crossplay. Of course, it is crossplay at the moment. And I believe crossplay is going to be disappearing moving forward because it's just a nightmare. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back. Oh, that's a bit of a wet qualifying session, that, guys, isn't it? Oh. All right. So it's intermediates out there. I don't know if it's going to be drying up or not, guys. But yeah, it's a wet qualifying, isn't it? So we've got a McLaren coming out on track. That is going to be Kai, I would have thought. And then the other one is, I think that's Carnage coming out in the Ferrari. And we've got John Meister coming out in the Mercedes. And then we've got the other, and that's Kai coming out now. Interior's already out on track, I think. Yeah, so Carnage is going to be the second driver because Interior is the first driver coming out, and it's a wet qualifying. I'm not sure if it's going to be a dry or wet race. I haven't had any info. But if anyone that's watching, that's racing, could you let me know if it is going to be a wet race? Sorry, then that'd be great help. Zippo, drive faster, mate. Luke. You should know I'm not racing. Oh, Carnage already crashing out through the Sector 1Ss. And that is our first casualty of the evening. And it's only in qualifying. So, I mean, if you're going that quick in qualifying on an out lap, then there's something really, really wrong. But yeah, on board with Interior then. Obviously, cross-play lobby is enabled here. But I generally don't think that's going to be lasting much longer. It's just too much of a hassle as the crossplay. It's taken us 20 minutes to get this lobby even working. It's just not good enough. There's too much wrong with crossplay to warrant using it. Far too much wrong with crossplay to actually use it. But here we go then, guys. Interior is about to start his first flying lap here in Kota, Circuit of the Americas, down towards turn 1. Don't forget, it's wet, tricky conditions. Interior, obviously, sporting. As we found out this evening, he is a Swedish driver, so he is sporting that very Swedish-looking helmet. So a very sketchy sector 1, let's say, but obviously with the conditions, that is to be expected. Oh, there was a slight correction on the steering wheel there as he went into that left-hander, wasn't there? Slight correction there. Going through sector 2 into sector 3, and then coming up towards that slightly trickier long swooping right-hander. I think it's turn 13, isn't it? Is it turn 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Turn 16. Through 17. This is 19 now, isn't it? 'Cause this is where Kimi got done for those. This is where Kimi got done for track limits, wasn't it? And a few seasons ago, where we got. I think that's where we lost the podium, wasn't it? There we go. Interior goes quickest overall. Next up is going to be the Mercedes of John. Here we go. 46.6 to beat. It's not going to be quicker. 48.2. Very hesitant. Kai goes into second place. McLaren 1-2 at the moment. 46.7. And then here comes the Haas driver of T4 Real. How you doing, Mason? T4 Real goes into third place. A Red Bull of Mason, in fact, actually. So out on track at the moment. So he's invalidated his lap and he's chatting in the chat. No wonder you've invalidated if you're chatting. Mythbusters crosses the line, goes 4th fastest, followed up by your F1 nerd in the second and final Ferrari, and that is actually T4 Real losing it through the Sector 1 S's. Another driver looking like he's struggling out there. Mason invalidating, so he's not going to be setting a time like this time round. Artistic in the pits at the moment, and Donmois also in the pits at the moment. So Mason going for his second lap. We're going to stay on board here with Mason as F1 nerd also on his lap. So it's actually we've got on board with F1 nerd because you are slightly further ahead. As he goes down towards that back straight. Okay, here comes F1 nerd crossing the line to go P3. Mason next. Oh, he's invalidated as well. So Mason's having to go again. Artistic on his outlap. So I'm going to ride on board with Artistic actually, because he's on his outlap going down the back straight. So he's going to be coming to start his lap before Mason starts his next lap. And something tells me that Mason may be boxing. Mythbusters are 46.2 at the top there. John Meister in second, F1 Nerd third, Interior fourth, Kai fifth, T4L in sixth, Donwar seventh, with Artistic, Carnage in eighth, Artistic ninth, and Mason in P10. So T4 goes quickest overall with a 45.3. Here comes Artistic to start his lap. So here we go. Artistic currently sat in 10th place. Mason did finally finish a lap there, 150.3, 7th place. He's going to have to improve and improve a lot. Right, so Artistic into 7th place. Donwar's in the pits. Right, so look, and Kai Myers, he's on a lap, but he's invalidated the first run, so he's going again. P6 for him at the moment. As he goes quickest overall, 44.2 for Kai. It has stopped raining, which means it is going to start getting drier now. T4 Real in the pits, Mythbusters in the pits, John Meister on an outlap, F1 Nerd on his lap going through turn 19. Now get ready to come to the end of the lap. A little bit out of shape going through there, and here he comes around that final corner. Currently in P5. Can he improve? No, he can't. So I've just looked at his time, and it's a 2 minute. No, it's not. It's a one. I don't know what it was. The timing's all over the place on crossplay as well, I think. That showed me a 2 minute lap, and it done a 146 lap. So I don't know. I don't know. John on a lap now though. Let's see what he can do as he goes down towards turn 1, going past that lights, down into turn 1. Can he improve on P4? 146.2. That's 2 seconds off that provisional pole position time this evening so far, set by Kai. And don't forget, Tier 4 later on this evening, guys, in around about an hour and a half's time, live back here on Prospects eRacing League over on Twitch with myself and Chappers. Chappers joining me in the box once again for tonight's instalment of Tier 4. We will see as John comes across this next split. He is 1.8 up on his time, so that puts him a 44 6 44.4, puts him at a 44.4, so getting pretty close to that. F1 Nerd does a 144.6, so gradually edging closer to Kai's time of a 44.2. But here comes John. Him and Mythbusters looking very quick earlier on. Can John regain that top step? Yes, he can. A 143.5. That track is just drying. The track is just drying up. Here comes T4 now going through Sector 1. Let's see what he can do. Nothing, because he's just invalidated. Wow. Interior invalidation there as well. Donwar, let's look at you then. Going down that back straight in the Red Bull this evening. Purple middle sector, but then again, everybody seems to get purple middle sectors. Oh, is a huge snap there. Kai opting for the soft tyres. Be interesting to see if he comes out on those softs. Oh, into the wall goes Donwar. And I think that was always going to happen. From the minute that he got out of shape, that was always looking like it was going to happen. T4 real invalidating, so never mind. Mason outlap 150.3 set currently, so he's going to have to improve on that. John invalidation, Kai in the pits. 2.5 minutes left of the session. As we stand. Let's see if Mason can get a better lap in. He said after last night that he wasn't really looking forward to it, but what's happened here? Was that actually Mason that spun, or was that the McLaren that spun? Something tells me that it might have been Mason, because Mason doesn't look very comfortable out there at all. Kai on an outlap. Interior goes second fastest. A 43.5 as well. Oh, 400s off that pole position time. And we're going into the dying stages now. 1.5 minutes left of this session. Kai on an outlap. F1 Nerd on his outlap, it seems. T4 on his flyer now. So stay on board with T4 as he goes down towards the end of this long DRS straight. Donwar. On the soft tyres, good luck. That's just not going to end well. 1.3 up, so that is a 44 dead at the moment here for T4 Real. What can he do in this final sector? Track getting faster. John on softs as well, coming out for an outlap. Some very, very brave drivers, and I think it is still far too wet out there for softs. T4 very lucky that he did not invalidate that time there. As he comes towards the line, he goes quickest on 43.1. Kai next. No, it's not. It's Mythbusters. Mythbusters and then Kai. Nah, an 8-minute lap? Surely not. Kai then. Does he go quickest? No. He improves, but it's not enough. He improves, but it's not enough. Interior, 42.9. Qualifying over. And those on the softs didn't make it round in time, so that is qualifying over. Kai does get another lap. Gets another chance, another bite of the cherry to see if he can go any quicker. Mason retires from the session. That's in the pits. Let's see what Kai can do as he goes through Sector 1. He is 7.5 tenths up on his... Well, 7 tenths up on his time, let's say. as he continues through. Can he get himself into the top row? Can he get himself up into the top row? Let's see. As he continues on his lap down the back straight. I tell you what, if DRS was to open before he got here, he would have been absolutely laughing. But the track has dried, but it's not dry quick enough. It hasn't dried quick enough out here, guys, down into this braking zone now. Sector 2-3 split. Let's see what the time is. It's a 44.2 to beat at the moment, a 1.8 up. That puts him to, let's do 2 seconds, which is a 42.2. He could be looking for pole position here. It's a 42.4 at the moment. 42Z dead there for F1 Nerd. Can Kai beat that at the death? He's then got Mythbusters just ahead of him, actually. Mythbusters is ahead. Mythbusters to the line. Goes second fastest. Here comes Kai now. 1.8 up on his time, as I said. And he goes quickest, a 41.3. 7/10 quicker. And that is pole position for Kai. Unless Interior can do anything about it. But here he comes. He may be able to do something about it. No, he doesn't. Doesn't improve enough. Kai on pole position at the death there. 41.3. And F1 Nerd in second place there with your front row. So there we go. 7/10 splits Kai and F1 Nerd there. That is crazy. Ah, yeah. There was no game audio, of course, because I muted everything up whilst I was in the chat with you guys. My bad. There we go. Game audio is back. But Mythbusters in third place, Interior fourth, T4 Real in fifth, John in sixth, Artistic seventh, Mason eighth, Donwar ninth, and Carnage down there in P10. Donwar and Carnage both not setting times, and Mason not really setting a respectable time there with a 150.3. So here we go then. So we've got our formation lap, guys. We're going to see just what tyres everyone's on. We should have a bit of a mix. Yeah, we do. We've got 3 medium runners in Kai, Interior and John. The rest are all on soft tyres as we go through this formation lap with Kai on pole position with F1 joining him now on the front row of Myth and Interior in third and fourth, T4 Real and John Meister in fifth and sixth, Artistic and Mason in eighth and seventh and eighth, and Donwar and Carnage there in 9th and 10th place. Artistic was disqualified from the session, and so was Mason, and I don't even want to know what happened there. But strong advice to those two. Jesus. Definitely make sure that your tyres, at lights out, be careful for your tyres because they are going to be very, very cold. No audio from Twitch. There is audio from Twitch, mate. I think. Yeah, audio's working, buddy. The audio is working. There we go. We've got 5 red lights. They go out and we're racing here in Kota for the Academy tier. And Kai gets a pretty decent start, but Mythbusters gets a decent start. He's already all over the back of F1 Nerd. Round the outside into turn 1 and they don't touch. But I tell you what, Artistic has a nightmare going through turn 1. Yeah, the audio is definitely there, because if I can hear it on my headphones, you guys can hear it at home, and I can see the bar moving as well. So it's definitely 100% working, guys. As Donmar and Donmar's definitely that close, is he? But John Meister, T4 Real getting very close together. Interesting line there from John Meister. But he's managing to keep the back of that Haas nonetheless, and Kai already 8/10 clear at the front of this pack. Carnage getting very close to Donmar as well. So some of these guys you're going to notice in Tier 4 in a little while as well. You're going to see Kai, you're going to see Carnage, you're going to see Mason, and you're going to see Artistic later on in Tier 4, using this as their well, practice session, as you will. And Tier 4 going live in around about an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes time from now. So we continue on then. Carnage Achilles getting very close to Donmar. Donmar's not actually his interval delta thing hasn't updated. It will update this time when he crosses the line. There we go, and it's incorrect anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. Now it's no, never mind. Interior very close to F1 Nerd. So yellow flags, and that is for, was that for Donmar? Or was it for Artistic? Or was it? I don't think it was Mason. Mason's some way away from Carnage now, though. Mythbusters closing in on the back of Interior here. So we've currently got PlayStation, then all of the PC users in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, and then the rest is PlayStation. So PlayStation definitely showing their true pace in this Academy series the last few weeks since going to crossplay. I think PC have only won it like once or twice. So yeah, Mythbusters just very, very close. Kaisek's the fastest lap once again with a 37.4. DRS now enabled from as we are on lap 3, and we've still got 11 or 12 laps to go when you include this one, so we're very early on yet. But at the moment, no real moves being made. Everyone seems to be quite evenly spread out, and yeah, everything's very, very what's the word? Everything's very. Oh, there we go. There's one, because there goes T4 Real. He's managed to keep it out of the wall though. So good for him that he's kept it out of the wall, but he has lost 3 places, maybe 4 if Donmar gets on the back of him quick enough. I don't think he's going to, but these tyres are going to be very, very hot. Mythbusters and Interior still getting very close together. He's going to have DRS, but Interior won't have the DRS, and we're going to see our first on-track overtake of the evening. Here we go. Down the inside, later on the brakes, and there goes Mythbusters into the apex, and that is Mythbusters up into 3rd place. John and Interior getting very close together as well now, so these guys just trying to follow each other through. T4 Real down there after that spin into 8th place. He was currently sat in I think he was in 4th place at one stage. Donmar getting really close to him as well. So A few battles on track, but nothing really too crazy. 1.4 now splits Kai and F1 Nerd in first and second, and another 1.1 back to Mythbusters. So you've got to remember as well, Kai's on the medium tyre, so he's showing some real pace for the medium tyres. He's going to be switching to some softs later on, so he's going to be even quicker. T4 Real into the pits. Not sure if he's actually got damage or not. Seen quite a quick pit stop, so I wouldn't have thought there was any damage. But he's going to do those 10 laps on the medium tyre, which they'll do. But John getting close to Interior. Interior is going to have the DRS from Mythbusters, and John's going to have DRS on him. So it's going to be interesting to see just how effective this DRS is down this straight. Whether these guys do gain on each other enough. I mean, Interior should gain on the back of Mythbusters, and he is, as you can see. And I tell you what, John just isn't gaining. He isn't gaining, but I tell you what, Interior's gone very, very wide, very deep into there. Off track, comes back on track, kicking up a load of dirt, and yeah, that's a bit of a mistake from Interior there, as he was very late on the brakes and just run himself off the track and out of road. 2 seconds splits now. The top 3 all split by 3.3 seconds. I'll tell you what, Kai can go quite a lot longer on these mediums than the rest can. So it depends whether he's going to box first. We have yellow flags, and I think that's Mythbusters. Yes, it is. Mythbusters has had a moment on the final corner. Does he have any damage to that front wing? Mason gets past. There's no damage, so he's not going to need to box just yet. But those softs are going to be are going to have taken a bit of a pounding after that spin. And you can just see the difference in pace that John's got through these S's. Over Interior. Interior was much slower, but he just seems to have that extra boost down the straight, doesn't he? But 1.3 now from him and F1 Nerd, and John's going to have that run on him down the back straight, down in towards the end of this DRS straight. We should see the Mercedes ahead of the McLaren. There you go, and you can see that Mercedes has got ahead of the McLaren. Terrible camera angles, but I tell you what, McLaren's coming back because John went very deep, doing exactly what Interior done the previous lap. But the difference is John's managed to keep it ahead just about, and Interior's going to be going around the long way. He could have switched for the switchback there and tried to get the traction down a bit sooner and gone down and under, but he's following. You can see the dirty air slightly there, where he's just pushing him off that racing line and slightly over to the left hand side. There's a big snap there from John. Big snap from John. F1 Nerd into the pit, which is just going to release Kai even more. John's now up into second place, Interior into third. F1 Nerd be in service now, and you can see all that dust. Mason goes past. Now, is he going to come out? Yeah, he comes out ahead, but he's also being overtaken here by Mythbusters into turn 1. Oh, Mythbusters gets ahead, and that is Mythbusters up into 4th place. F1 Nerd down into 6th place now after that, after his pit stop. But don't forget, the drivers ahead of him all need to pit, and he should, if he's timed it right, come back out into 2nd place. But at the moment, John Meister closing in on Kai, but not at a great deal. Not really a great deal at all. Kai is just cruising up there at the moment. Kai is just cruising. So, closest fights are Interior versus John Meister as it stands. Kai 3.9 clear. Lap 6 of 14, coming up to the half race distance, and yeah, no one else looking to box apart from those couple that have already been on the soft tyres, and I can expect to see Mythbusters and Mason into the pits very soon. And here comes Myth, and here comes Mason. Yeah, they've both gone into the pits, and that's going to be their scheduled pit stops, and that's all the soft runners now switching from those onto the mediums. But Kai 3-second time penalty. That's going to become costly towards the end of this race. Well, I mean, it could cost him the win if there's a late safety car. Place your bets, guys, on whether there's going to be a late safety car. Does that safety car depend whether Kai wins or doesn't win this Grand Prix? He'll be a bit annoyed if there is a late safety car. Mason 3-second penalty as well. Domwa against Smith. This is the closest fight at the moment. F1 Nerd, fastest lap of the race on those brand new medium tyres. Kai 3.5, so he's still just about within that time penalty frame, but he's going to keep it nice and clean from now until the end, and can't risk any more well, he can risk warnings, but he can't risk any more penalties. 6 racing laps to go. Pit stops are going to be absolutely crucial here. Pit stops are going to be crucial. Oh, into the pits comes Kai. John's going to continue on, and this is interesting because John continuing on allows him now to put in a fantastic in-lap. This lap is going to be important for John now. And interior. Now this is interesting. Kai's going to come out the pits ahead of F1 Nerd. So that's going to put F1 Nerd back into second place. Net P2. Mythbusters with a 3-second time penalty as well. Lap 9 of 14. And John Meister now leads this Grand Prix. He needs to get a really good lap together. Yellow flags. Is that Mason? Yeah, that's Mason. Has he lost any wing? Don't think so. I think it's just a spin. Yeah, it's just a spin for Mason. That sun is horrible. The sun is absolutely awful. Interior 3-second time penalty as well. John's in. Interior's in. Right, Kai, over to you now. This has got to have been a good outlet. I mean, as it stands, F1 Nerd is on the cusp of winning this Grand Prix. Another penalty here for Kai, and it's game over for the win. At the moment, he's dancing with ice. Absolutely dancing. Oh, Don was out. And there's that safety car that's just ruined Kai's race. There's the safety car that's ruined his race. And that's how quickly someone's race can be ruined, guys, and that's how quickly a race can change. That one safety car here has ruined this race for Kai. Carnage into the pit, so he's going to go for a set of softs. I mean, he doesn't have a free pit stop. I mean, T4 may pit as well. Mason can afford to pit for a fresh set of softs because he's got the gap to Artistic behind him. T4 had the gap as well. Don't forget, guys, in about an hour's time, we're going to be back live here on Twitch for round 12 of Tier 4. Myself and Chappers bringing you the action live from the commentary box, and that will wrap up this week's prospects going into the final 2 weeks of racing. Safety car be in next lap, which will be lap 13. So we only have 2 laps of racing, no DRS. I mean, Kai may be okay on track, but penalty wise, he's done for. F1 Nerd has a real chance at a victory here. So safety car should be in this lap. I can't see it being out another lap, even though Artistic hasn't rejoined the back of this grid. It's going to be in this lap anyway. They won't wait another lap. There we go. I mean, Artistic may even find himself catching up to the end of this pack anyway, by the time they get round to the to restart. I mean, Kai is not going to clear 3 seconds in 2 laps. Yeah, and here comes Artistic now. He's just rejoining the back of this group now. Safety car is well and truly in. Kai can disappear when he wants to. And he's slowed everybody right down. He has chosen to go now. I tell you what, it's a decent restart from Kai. It is a good restart from Kai. But it's not going to be enough. I don't feel it's going to be enough. I just feel that, yeah, look, the softs of John have just got such an advantage over F1 Nerd. It only takes a mistake from John to get a penalty, and it's anybody's game then, you know. But Kai needs to clear 1.5 this lap, 1.5 next lap, and it's just not happening. It's just not going to happen. Kai's lost this race, and he's going to drop all the way down to 5th place. Mythbusters and Interior going wheel to wheel there. F1 Nerd and John going wheel to wheel. John's up into 2nd place now, but he has cleared 1.6 so far. Oh, these two are going to carry on fighting it out. Mythbusters gets a 3-second time penalty. I'll tell you what, Kai may, if he can clear another second here. Oh, as Kai sets the fastest lap of the race, and that is it. F1 Nerd's chances are over, and that's just going to allow John now to disappear and chase after Kai. The 2 Ferrari teammates going wheel to wheel here as well. Carnage up into 3rd place now. F1 Nerd into 4th place. Interior looking very, very shaky. Yeah, John's lead. John's closed that gap up by 6 tenths now. Here we go. Kai is going to win on track, but he's not going to win it because of penalties. T4 Reels had a spin. That's a big spin. That's cost him 7th place, maybe even 8th place now. John's gone. John's gone. Kai just got to keep it clean now. Kai actually still. Oh my god! As if this has happened. Kai is effectively going to still win this race, even with that time penalty after John's spin. He's going to win on track. He's going to win. He's still taking the victory by a 10th. He's won by a 10th. F1 Nerd in 3rd place, Interior in 4th, T4 Real in 5th, John in 6th place, Mason in 7th, Mythbusters in 8th, and Artistic there in 9th place. How has he still managed to do that? That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that Kai has still managed to win that race. Oh, he still managed to win that race. I mean, fair play to him. John spinning saved his bacon, really. So there we go. That is Kai on the top step there, with Carnage in second place and F1 Nerd there in third. Interior in fourth, T4 Real in fifth, John Meister in sixth, Mason seventh, Mythbusters 8, and Artistic there in P9. Donwar down there in P10. So guys, that's it for the Academy race, and we'll be back live in around about 50 to 55 minutes time, about 10 to 5 to 10 o'clock for tier 4 with myself and Chappers. Hopefully to see you, some of you faces in there. Come and say hi in the chat, and don't forget it's tier 4. It's Thursday food talk. See you guys in a little while. For now, we're out.